So that's all I'm really trying to say with it. Not necessarily writing a screenplay. That's not necessarily a job as a director. So we have to keep that clear in order to think about what our job as a director actually is. So what is our job as a director? Okay.
To convey the screenplay to the story.
This film is a combination of a good screenplay. I'm not the only one that would argue that. And has anyone ever heard of Paul Newman before?
Yeah.
And you might not know who Charlotte Rampling is, but she's fairly well known. And all the actors you saw there are pretty well-known character actors. In addition to, who is the lawyer for, speaking of Stanley Kubrick, who is the lawyer for the Catholic?
Yeah, I was trying to remember Stanley Kubrick.
No. But he was just in the documentary last week. He starred in Lolita. He's the main character in Lolita. And I'm blanking on his name right now, although I had it a few seconds ago. British actor. But anyway, big actors.
Oh, was he one of the guys in House of Glory too? The older general guy?
He was not in Paths of Glory.
James Mason?
James Mason, thank you. That was James Mason. He was, however, Captain Nemo in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And many other films. But he's been dead for a long time, so we've forgotten about him a bit. But my point is this, before I get too caught up naming names, but they had a good set of actors, a good screenplay. You are almost done as a director. If 95 or more % of your job as a director is casting the correct actor. If you cast the correct actor, you hardly have to do anything while you're filming. You'll cast the right person. Your job is to make sure they are giving you what you need for telling the story. And if they're not giving you what you need to say, hey, that's not, I haven't gotten what I need yet. And to know when you've gotten it, which is the hardest part. Recognizing it. Oh, okay, that's the performance. That's the piece that's going to fit. An analogy I have for a director is one of many. You're putting a puzzle together. You're the only one that's seen that picture on the box that comes with the puzzle. It's in here. And you try to communicate it to people. You're having to basically communicate that puzzle, that picture in words or into little drawings or storyboards, right? So you can get all these different separate pieces that fit into this, make this big puzzle. But you're the only one that's seeing it, and it's your job to communicate it and know when you have the right piece, because your actors aren't going to know. They don't see that puzzle. The problem you're going to have is everyone sees their own version, and your job as the director is to make sure it's your version. You're the director. So your actors might have a picture of, and they read the screenplay, and people get the images of what the movie's about. But it's your job that it's your puzzle. You've seen the order, and again, you're the only ones who are trying to communicate this to your actors. So when you communicated it, or let me rephrase that. When they're giving it to you, you need to know so you can say, I've got it. And if they're not giving it to you, then you need to say, we need to change something. And then if you're a good director, you'll know what to change or what to try to change to get a different performance, get something different that will fit in that puzzle. Okay, that's too complicated already? We got it? So here's what you're doing. If you casted Paul Newman is going to show up and he's going to do the two things all professional actors can do. This is according to Cary Grant. But believe me, I wish all actors could do this. They show up knowing the lines, and they don't bump into the furniture. That's all professional actors can guarantee. They know the lines, they don't bump into the furniture. They're going to show up They'll know the lines, and if they bump into the furniture, they'll make it work. And they're going to give you something, and you're going to watch as an observer, as an audience member, and you're going to say, yes, what you gave me will fit into the puzzle the way I have it, the way I see it edited. We can